I built my own house. I built a garage first, which is probably unusual. In 1980, I put hand split shakes on the garage, and then in 1985, I built a house and put hand split shakes on that. Expected them to last for about 50 years, but with a lot of oak trees around the house and stuff, they started to deteriorate about 5 years ago, and I started looking into my alternatives for replacement. Well, it was like a little over a year ago in the spring, I noticed I actually had some leakage coming through on the garage, on the north side of the garage, which was very tough to see. And there was an oak tree that was gone for about 20 years, but obviously it had done damage earlier. South side of the garage still looked great, and so I didn't catch it until it all of a sudden started leaking, and I knew, okay, I've got to start deciding exactly what I want to get pretty quickly here. So I'd say probably 5 years ago, I started noticing that there was metal roofing coming into play at their various manufacturers. And so I started collecting stuff on it, like going to the state fair, I went to some environmental shows, and so I started collecting information about 3-4 years ago. And I was originally pretty much interested, okay, with like a stone-coated steel. I thought, okay, that's probably what I need to go with. But I went with the shake style primarily because it kind of mimicked the shape and the contours and shadow lines of what I had, and I just wanted to get away from the corrosion or the rotting of the wood. I wasn't aware that there was aluminum available at that point, but when I did start to do serious research, and of course there's lots of stuff available on the internet, I ran across a number of companies that made aluminum. I was really becoming partial from the weathering effects or the corrosion resistance of aluminum. I couldn't find any alternative, even steel. They give me a lot of assurances how good the coating was and how long it would last. And basically, underneath you've got steel, and you've got to make cuts and stuff, so you've got edges and stuff that are going to be exposed. And yeah, maybe it'll last for 50 years or more, but the aluminum I know will last virtually forever unless you have a fire or a tornado or tree fall on it, I guess. I talked to one of the competitors with the steel, and he was wondering why I preferred the aluminum, and I said, well, I've got like 80 acres up a couple hundred miles up north here, and I got an old aluminum boat upside down on a trailer in the middle of the woods there that's been there, hasn't been in a lake for 40 years. But I could haul that thing back down here and power wash it, and it'd look like brand new. And I know I don't care how you coat steel, I don't think it would hold up like that. So, well, I was a mechanical engineer, that's my degree. But I worked as a design engineer and a test engineer. But one of the things with Interlock that I was really pleasantly surprised with was the quality of the fasteners and the underlayment that they used, the ice guard stuff, and the quality of the snow guards. They're cast metal. The fasteners were stainless steel. I mean, I couldn't find out from anybody, the details of, do you use stainless steel or not? I mean, are the materials that you fasten the stuff on are going to be as rugged and reliable over the long term as them being rough? Most people aren't engineers, and even if they are, a lot of them probably wouldn't be interested in those kinds of details. They did a tremendous job with that. All the flashings for round chimneys, the gable ends, the eaves, and a number of different flashings, the quality, the size of them, and the fact that they're the same material thickness, etc. Everybody kind of looks at, okay, what's the shingle like? And I'm very happy with that too, but I was extremely happy with, I know I've got, that protects my fascia boards and all that a lot better than the original stuff I had on. I found alternative prices that were the same, but I felt that the Interlock was, with the aluminum, was superior. Most people are, kind of look for the cheapest alternative first, and then color second, and they go from there without thinking through all the aspects that I did, at least. I had one asphalt roof style that quoted, and it was probably less than half of what I paid for the Interlock, but it was probably the best asphalt you could get. It was real premium asphalt. And I've noticed that asphalt roofs that were put on 30, 40 years ago, used to last 25, 30 years, the ones they put down 15 years ago are lucky to last like 15. And one of the things that, inflation is low now, but prices go up, and even without inflation, things like roofs and insurance and all that stuff goes up. So it's important not to have to replace it for a long time. It comes very close to getting the shake look that I had with the hand splits. But everybody likes the look of it. The biggest problem is I wish it showed more. I'm on top of a hill and two-story garage and house, so unless you really look for it, there's a lot of places that it's hard to see it. Well, I guess I smile a little bit every time. I'm just very happy. I guess all things considered, I don't have any regrets. I'd do it over again and with confidence. If I had a different house and needed to re-roof it. Well, they were very honest, I guess, and very forthcoming, very easy to work with. They were very competitive, I thought, in price, and when you threw the reliability and the looks and style and everything in it, it was kind of a no-brainer for me.